Thank you to everyone who was able to make the trip to the land of the country, men of integrity. Thank you to all of you who came from Africa or elsewhere, all the business people who set foot on this soil. We wish you pleasant stays, not just for the ceremony, but also moments where you can forge connections and bring a lot of business to our dear homeland. Before anything else, we must thank God. The first meeting did not take place. Today, therefore, we are here. Let us give thanks to God for allowing us to be here in good health and to hold this installation ceremony of the President of the National Council of Burkinabe Employers. Let us also pay tribute to our defense and security forces, all the fighting forces who, through their actions, allow us to be here today in peace, communing, and shaping the future of Burkina Faso. We are here to encourage you, and we are also here to express all our gratitude to you. As you mentioned, the private sector, excluding agriculture, employs more than 2 million Burkinabe, and we can only support and stand by the private sector. Thank you for all the support you have been able to provide. So, certainly, to this country, through this struggle we are leading by your various contributions, from small traders, small producers, to large economic operators. Everyone has contributed in one way or another to enable us to carry out the struggle we are leading today. Thank you for all these contributions. Thank you for the efforts made. Thank you for your resilience, because in a context of war, we know well that business is hit at its core. But you continue to resist and support the government in its vision. We can only thank you for that. In addition to thanks, also allow me to perhaps outline a few visions and wishes of the executive so that side by side we can move forward for the happiness of Burkina Faso. If I remember correctly, not long ago we made the effort to meet with many groups representing the Burkinabe employers, notably the bankers in August, if I'm not mistaken, where we wished to have a new dynamic and to have ongoing meetings. All this to support the private sector. In these terms, we expressed ourselves and we wished for proposals in the sense that the government can support the financial sector to be able to create new businesses. All this for the strengthening of the Burkinabe private sector. Certainly until today, we have not received a response. Initially, I remind you here, dear banker, that I am always attentive because the government, through my voice, wish that even if the government needs to have guarantees on certain sectors, certain projects initiated by young people, we will do it. We need to discuss and find common ground so that you can also conduct your activities without too much risk. Therefore, I remain attentive and hope to receive your responses before the end of the year. Of course, also, allow me, I am not trained as an economist, but from the position we hold, we are obliged to learn economics. And I know that economics can perform better than when we produce locally, and that we stop importing. I would like, therefore, invited here the Employers Association has included in its agenda the strategic plan, and in our vision, which is therefore endogenous development, the concept of production, because we import a lot. And we wish that starting in January, we will find the necessary formulas so that importers become producers, that they can contribute to the project locally here. So those who import rice should prepare to invest in rice production. That's that too. Oh, yes. So the major rice importers are here because we import too much in Africa. We import too much, which means that our wealth always ends up abroad. While we have land, we can produce. And I was saying last time when passing through the southwest, I took the time to go by road to observe many untapped lowlands. I think that according to statistics, by 2025, we will have 100 billion in rice imports. This is unacceptable. I think that a good economist, you would tell me that it is unproductive while we have thousands of hectares of lowlands that we can develop. So for someone who now wants to import 10 billion of rice, we will require them to invest 2 billion in a structuring project where they will employ young people. And the same will apply to most consumer goods, such as oil, milk, and many other things, and so on. I wish that we can urgently discuss to find the ways and means that will allow us to employ young people and guide them in this direction, so that you can support them. And when we talk about production, we mean the development of the agro-food industry. There are already some, I see that in your council, there is someone who is specifically in charge of it. And I hope that we can develop this sector. We need to produce locally, but also to process. All of this is aimed at stopping on them as much as possible. In any case, reducing our imports as much as possible. And it is in this way that we can create many jobs, and our economy could be better off. So I invite you to take this into account, so that together we can change the face of Burkina Faso in this economic aspect. Our vision is to bring back peace and security to Burkina Faso. And as I was saying, we cannot bring peace without development. Because when we look at and analyze our conflict, many people join these armed terrorist groups or have joined these armed terrorist groups because they had nothing to do. And when a young person has nothing to do, they are idle, they can be drawn into any kind of life. And who better than you to develop Burkina Faso? You have embarked on this journey of development, and we can only rely on you so that together we can reduce the unemployment rate in Burkina Faso and prevent our young people from ending up in major crime. And today in terrorism, and we are counting heavily on you so that we can achieve this goal, thus war and development together. Finally, for the friendly countries, the various business leaders who have been able to come here, and for all the businessmen, the investors who are present, it is to reassure you that Burkina Faso is a prime destination for investment. The sector is open, there are many opportunities. We certainly rely on our own resources, but you are welcome because there are many things to develop here, in partnership with the Burkinabe business leaders. I suppose that many are here to forge these relationships. I wish you a very pleasant stay and hope you can conduct very good business, even with members of the government, of course, for those who wish. To get in touch with certain members of the executive to propose their investment ideas in Burkina Faso. It is a safe country. It is a country that keeps its commitments. That is very important. It is a country that keeps its commitments, and it is a country that is striving to be stable. And even this message is also for national investors. To not be afraid of Burkina Faso. Do not be afraid. Burkina Faso is a stable country that honors its commitments. So come and invest. Invest in Burkina so that our young people can have jobs. And you will not regret it. You will be very happy and very fulfilled in Burkina Faso. In any case, you are welcome. I hope you stay a few more days to build good relationships and support our Burkinabe leaders so that Africa can, without falling into this difficult situation of food security crisis that we are experiencing. With that, I want to wish a successful mission to the leader, to the leader's servant, a successful mission to the council members, and wish that the vision of the transition be the light that will guide your future decisions. Cheers to you, and may these 5 years be the 5 years of transformation